Somebody you already know is living Lux with Meredith all the way in Australia. What time are we? What is it? 8:30?
It's 8:30 a.m. here. Yeah.
8:30. So Wednesday's gone for you.
Oh yeah, we're into Thursday. We're well into Thursday.
You guys make it to the weekend quicker, but then I think about you on Sunday. Oh crap. They're already in bed. Whenever I think of talking to you or Gwenny or sending Dale or anybody a message, I always look at the clock, do the math, and then go, "Oh shit, they're totally in bed." Crap.
Yeah.
It's like I think of the best things to tell you whenever. Oh crap, they're asleep. They're fast asleep. I think last night I started to text you, and I believe it was yesterday, and it was like 4 a.m. Where I said, I better not. I don't have mine that ding on my Instagram, so I'm pretty good with that. But anyway, so how are you? I'm very tickled that you went on with me, that you found the time, because I know you are busy girl.
That's all right. I always have time for you, Winnie. Always. So I
So
took today off, and I thought
off.
I work from home.
Oh, you work from home? Yeah, me too. Me too. As a matter of fact, I just actually got off. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's that crazy.
But your
So
hair's looking good. I like your hair. It's come in. See, you
yeah,
haven't been happy
yeah,
with it, but it's looking good.
yeah. It grew out. Just from. I think I had it done Thursday or Friday maybe. Which not yet even a week. 5 or 6 days, and it's right where I want it. So I always know, like, the day I get, nobody can see us for a couple days, but I go. What's crazy is I go every 4 to 5 weeks, because if you've ever had a pixie,
Yeah.
you got to f's with the pixie. You know what I mean? Like, she can't be. And I got, what's funny is I have a friend, and your friends will always tell you just exactly what they think. And she's always like, I never tell her anymore. I've known her for my whole life. I never tell her anymore. Like, I have a haircut. Like, if we're on the phone, I never say, oh, I've got I always just say, hey, yeah, I have an appointment. I got to go. Because she's always like, a haircut? You don't have 2 inches of hair all over. I'm like, but I've got to tend to this. So, okay, let me ask you this. So you've been on YouTube now, what? Almost a year, right?
I think I'm 10 months. I think it'll be 12 months to be middle of May.
Oh my God, that is awesome. Now, I said, I watched a couple of your videos, and I said to Candy, I think you heard this a while back when I said it, but I sent her a message, and I said, you got to go check her out. She's the best bags, and she's unboxing cool stuff. She gets great stuff, and she's like, oh my God, I got to check it out. And I said, I bet by Christmas she'll be at 10,000. And now I'm going to say you'll definitely be there by summer. What do you think? I think yeah.
It's slow at the moment, but like, I can't pick what people want to watch and what they don't watch. Sometimes I'll get really excited about something and I'll do it, and then it's like it falls flat. And other times people
Oh
get
yeah.
like super excited about something. I'm a bit like, well, that was a bit of a throwaway video, but it's great that you guys are excited. So I just like the interaction.
It's so crazy, because the more I feel like sometimes the more thought and effort, and if I actually write down an idea and then I come back to that idea and I think this is going to be really good, and I always run my stuff past Autumn, and I always text her and go, what do you think? She was, yeah, it might be good, flesh it out a little more. And then I think, okay, it's going up. Oh my God, this is it. I'm going to go viral. And like 500 people maybe will watch it. And I'll go, I thought this is going to be a winner, man. This is going to be great. But it
Yeah.
wasn't. They're missing some
Dale
funny
is
things.
Dale is to me what Autumn is to you. So Dale will get in my face and she'll be like, you should do something around this. You have a point of view on this. You should do it. So like she'll lead me through all the research, and then I'll do it, and I'll be like, well, that fell flat. That's okay.
But
I enjoyed the process.
yeah, when that happens to me doing this, at first, I used to think, and I tell people this, I think I say it in every video, but I used to think, oh my God, it's Wednesday or it's Saturday. I have got to get a video up. So I'll just throw something up. Used to, I just throw something up, not even give it any thought. Just here's this bag and look at it. She's shining. She's great. And of course, no one would watch, no one would interact, no comments. And I would think, oh, okay. So it's taken me a while to realize, yeah, you kind of have to do like Dale and put thought and emphasis and maybe a little bit of prepping into it and stuff and studying. And I don't know. I feel like that's too much work.
Yeah, when she sends me research and stuff, I'm like, is this another job now? Did I sign up for this? I
Yeah,
didn't know I
like,
signed up for this.
isn't this supposed to be your fun hobby getting you away from kids and life and stress and in my case grandkids and husband and all of that crap, right? It's supposed to like Calgon take me away, and then here we are back to, oh, let me put another 8 hours of work in on top of the kiddo. So yeah,
But
I
yes,
feel
and I love how people think that I am all knowing sometimes too. Like I have a fair bit of knowledge. I will admit that, especially around Louis Vuitton. But sometimes they'll ask me questions. I'm like, I don't know. I don't know. I have no
yeah.
idea.
Well, and that is part of the thing, and I get people asking that. I do know how to like clean bags, refurbish them a little bit. I have a little bit of area in that, but not. I'm not like a leather person at all. I don't know what kind of, but people will ask, and I'll be like, or you'll get the odd question of, do you think I should? I get this a lot in my private messages. Would you rather buy this or that? And I think, wait, what do you like though? Like, I can tell you what I like, but is it going to serve you? Because I'm always going to go for the tiny, unpractical bag. So is that going to
Yeah.
serve you? Who knows?
Yeah. What size should I buy? What leather? What color? I'm like, what
Yeah.
do you want? It doesn't matter
Right.
what I want. It matters what you want.
That's it. There's Dale right now. Hey, Dale.
Morning, Dale.
Good morning to all the Australia people. Oh my God. I just ordered some more Tim Tams. I know. I go through them. And my husband the other day, because we're kind of doing a little thing where we're counting the calories, we're getting a little more exercise because I really have, I've gone there. But anyway, he said, and these, he held up a whole container. He goes, and these, they're definitely out. And I go, but they sell them at our, how can these be a bad thing? They're local now. He was like, no, if I can't have my chips, you can't have this. But
They're
anyway,
addictive.
so I'm sure there's lots of questions. Like the most thing that I just feel honored to talk to you because I always watch you and I am always like, oh my God, Meredith's got a video. Stop I gotta watch this video. But like, so I noticed in one video you said something about your hair or something about people saying, do you get do you get any or lots of mean comments?
I get some mean comments. I have people come for me on different issues, like different things that I'm okay with that people aren't, which I accept. Like I have exotics and people have strong feelings about
Yeah.
exotics. And I currently have someone yelling at me about my Kusama collection because apparently she's a racist and how
Uh,
dare I.
yeah.
So I get comments about that. I get mean comments about how I look, and I don't care at the moment. I hate my
Yeah.
hair too, so that's fine. Um,
I think
so
it's great. I like
uh,
it. It looks really full and healthy. I like it like that. It looks good.
uh, Dale's trying to help me embrace it, and I'm just like, I hate it. It needs to grow back. So,
It will. It'll be like that. You'll think, what was I thinking? And then, it'll come back all lush and you'll be, hey guys. But yeah, I
I
just
think
wondered about the odd. I delete mine. I delete and
um,
depending how bad it is, sometimes I'll just block the person entirely.
if they're unreasonable and I can see that there's nothing I'm possibly going to say that they're ever going to see eye to eye on or can't be changed or just accept that I have a different opinion, I'll delete it because there's no point. Like I'm not getting sucked into that
Yeah.
vortex. But I'm terrible with you had to go at me, I'm coming back. Like I can't just let
Yeah.
it go. I have to like, no, I'm gonna have my say
Yeah.
now. So
And I
I'm
noticed
awful at that.
this. I've noticed that about and I thought it was just a Tanya thing because bits and bags, Tanya.
Yeah.
Tanya, I call her Tanya, but anyway, I always said when I do a collab with Tanya, she's a no nonsense, she will tell you. But now that I've come to talk to most of you, several for people in Australia, I think that it's just an Australian thing that I can't be bothered means bitch. I cannot be bothered. But I love that. I love it.
We tend to definitely say what we think because we're not an easily offended society.
No.
So we kind of just roll with it. And therefore, it does make us a little bit blunt sometimes. Because, but we're also very sarcastic. Our humor is very specific to us. But
Yeah.
I think overall, as a society in Australia, what we are is very community based, also. So I've found that there's big differences with that. Like, we will generally, as a society, make decisions around the greater good of everyone versus the great, like what you particularly want. And we saw a lot of that in COVID. So, they
Yeah.
said go get vaccinated. So everyone went and got vaccinated. Like, we're
Yeah.
one of the most vaccinated countries in the world because the government said, this is good for everyone. So we went, okay, cool. So
Exactly. You mean
yeah,
you didn't turn into an outrageous political stance and issue? How
we
dare you?
we had elements of it, but overwhelmingly, the majority of us
Yeah.
just kind of went, "Cool, okay, no
Yeah.
worries."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get a flu and pneumonia vax every. I was just like, yeah, okay, here I am. And our work made us, and there were several people at my work that just said, no, you're not going to make me do shit. I'm going to quit. And I was like, your job? What's happening? Right. But everybody's got to have their thing. But yeah, I was thinking, and I've said this many times about your channel and you specifically, is that I know that you get hate, and I've seen it simply because you are in a place where you can and you do buy bags. But that is what is so wonderful about the channel. I like that. I enjoy that because I promise you, I would never. I don't live near any kind of boutiques. I don't live anywhere near anything. Okay, the most that we have is a Dooney and Burke bag. That's it.
Yeah,
So to see you unbox things that I would never know what the inside looks like, what the strap looks like, what it's made of, how big it is in comparison to someone, I enjoy that. Not that I would ever get the bag, but there may be a day. There may be a day. But I
yeah,
enjoy that. And I think it's the thing of live and let live. Like I I tried to, Meredith, as you know me, I tried. I've told my struggles many times.
yeah,
I tried to do that. And I never made any bones about it. I got into a pickle I'm still digging out of. So to see somebody that can do it and be cool about it and be honest about it, I think that's refreshing. I don't. So many people, I wonder, when they do that, when they unbox things and they do a lot of every week, I wonder, like, what are they doing? And they never tell. You just never know. But I like that you do it, but then you say, like, yeah, I'm not making any bones about it. Here's what's happening. And Dale did the same thing.
see,
I know,
they're all
I
here.
love it.
They're all here. Like, I don't just get rid of them afterwards. They're all sitting around
Yeah,
me.
yeah, and I got a couple of videos of your purse room. I say it in my video coming up. I'm like, I got to see a whole tour of the purse room, guys. I feel really good about that. But I
Yeah,
love that. We're not going to say what we traded
no.
bags of, but I did try and weasel out a Fendi. You remember that?
Yes.
Meredith was
Yeah,
like, Meredith was like, no,
no. Yes.
but I
I
love
think
that.
I think people struggle with me being a collector more than anything because it doesn't compute in their head because they don't have the same thought process I do. So like I get a
Right.
lot of um how can you use all these bags? I'm like, I don't, I don't plan to. So I just
Right.
have them because I collect them. So people really struggle with that more than anything. And I will say
Oh,
to anyone who wants to listen, I am the dumbest person on earth. Do not take financial advice from me ever. I am
no, me neither.
stupid. I
Totally.
sit in a room with the hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of
Yeah.
bags. This money should be better invested. I have a problem. Please don't follow me.
But it's yours and you do what you
Yes.
want to with it. And I see that a lot. I probably see it in almost every video now. People suggesting, why don't you carry this bag? I've never seen you carry,
Yeah.
and a lot of them I don't carry, but a lot of them I'm still not going to get rid of because I love them. I went through a lot of hell
Yeah.
personally to get them, and I don't particularly, if I don't carry it, I'm fine with that. I have it, a few of them. Some things sit around for 6 months and I go, "No, you're too pretty to be sitting here. You got to go." I mean, and that was the case with the bag that you and I thought it was great. I loved it. But I felt like it could and should be in someone's collection or used by someone who would love it even more than me, because I wasn't. I was just kind of like, she's a trophy at this point. So yeah.
And it fits
So
perfectly in my collection. Thank you.
yeah, I'm gonna love it. Let me ask you this: if you were one of the Sex and the City gals, which one would you be?
um, I think I'm probably Charlotte more than anything because
Really?
I'm very, yeah, I have a very structured way of doing things. Things get done certain ways. I'm heavily routined. I have very high moral ethics and likings. So yeah, I think I'm probably Charlotte more than any of the others. Maybe a little bit Miranda,
Yeah,
definitely not Samantha.
I'm definitely Samantha all day, every day, in every way. Except that I'm not a vixen type, sex kitten type person. But there is always one guy I've always found when I was when I was single that loves a funny biatch. Guaranteed in every crowd, okay? So,
Well, that's how you get me, through humor. It's how my husband got me. He made me laugh. I will always look for an extrovert that makes me laugh. And if you look at the people I surround myself with, I've got my husband and then Dale and Connor and you. They're the people I'm drawn towards.
thank God I've got a place to stay when all this goes away. Yay, Meredith!
Yeah.
Woohoo!
You and Bill are more than welcome to come stay with me and Mr. Lux anytime you like.
But Dale, if you're watching, Dale is totally and utterly carrying every way. She said, okay. Well, how about this? Do you ever watch Ab Fab?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Which one would you? I'm a mix.
I well, Dale and I make the joke that I'm Patsy and she's Edie. So Eddie. So yeah, that's who we relate ourselves to. But that's also got something to do with the fact that I'm blonde and she's brunette. But
There you
yes,
go.
so yeah,
There you.
there you go. She's here. She's still here.
Let's say Kim and Kath or
You
Kim.
know, it's funny. It's Kim and Kath and Kim is an Australian, institution, and it's something I've never really
You
watched
never
because
watched? My God.
it's a satire of Australia. So a lot of it Australians watch and go, well, it's probably a bit too far, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But it's funny, and I love it. But it's just not something I ever really watched. So I would say I'm probably, who's the mum? Is it Kath the mum and Kim's the daughter?
Yeah. Yeah. Kath.
Yes.
Yeah. With the
Yeah,
perm.
so I'd say I'm more the mum than the daughter, but
Yeah.
I honestly, it's one of those things. Like, people outside of Australia love it, and I always used to sit on planes, and we'd be flying somewhere, and someone from not Australia would be sitting near me watching Kath and Kim, and I'd be like, "Oh God, they think this is what we all like. Oh God, please don't think this is not what we're all like."
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I get that from seeing you guys and watching you guys and talking to you guys. Yeah. It's definitely a caricature, but so is Ab Fab. I mean, Pat's
Yeah,
and Eddie
yeah,
are too. I mean, that's just, and Sex in the City, there's not
yeah.
too many women probably that live their lives the way that they do. So, yeah, I get it, but they do go way over the top. Yeah. One more duo. Are you Dale or Connor?
I am most certainly Connor. No, I am Connor. Connor and I are the same. And then Dale is our extrovert. So Connor and I are introverts, and Dale is our extrovert
Oh
support
my God,
person.
I would never have thought that. Now you have the duck, which Connor loves. But do you
Yes.
also have the plane?
No, I don't. The plane
You
was
don't.
like 70,000 Australian dollars or something. Like, even I drew a line in the sand there.
Oh my God. And I noticed someone, Dawn, if Dawn's out there, hey girl, Dawn sent me a text the other day of, well, sent us all, Cammy and everybody, a text of a new key ball that looks like it has vines of tulips and it has the different colored monogram. Have you seen that one?
I haven't yet. No. So I've got sales associates on holidays and overseas for events, and Paris Fashion Week's happening at the moment. So I've got one who's over there with that. So I've had a quiet 2 weeks with Louis Vuitton because they've been all over the place. So
Oh,
yeah, I
okay.
haven't seen
Yeah.
anything.
That thing, USD is 40, I want to say $48,000.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's a keep-all, right? Okay. That thing better poop out $100 bills for me. That's all I know.
There are some beautiful croc keepalls that I see, and I think they're absolutely beautiful, but it's croc and it's a keepall. I'm not shoving that thing in overhead luggage.
No, God, no. Yeah, but you do travel with your, yeah, because
Yeah.
you, all your family has a different pattern. And
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. I love that idea. I told my husband that, and he was like, you better get that old ass TJ Maxx luggage out, girl. I was like, and your Vera Bradley bag. So I said, we're not all getting keep alls on our own. But he was like, no, not day devil. But anyway, we probably have some questions. Redina, my sister, hey girl, I hope you're feeling okay. Haley's here saying happy birthday to you, Meredith.
No, thank you.
Laura Brawley, hi ladies. I have an apartment to go to. Wanted to pop in and say hi. Thank you for doing it. Kaylee says hi to Caleb. We've got Jackie, my favorite people. Luxury and life in the middle. Hello. Hi to Sin, Cole, Kaylee. Eva says hi to Meredith. Kaylee again. Rose says, oh my God, my luxury queens. Rose,
Oh,
oh,
thank you.
you're such a sweetheart. Says what? I love it. She's one of my favorite channels in the world because she has that dry. I like a sarcastic, dry. Me, I will always go for the overt joke, as you know, and it's usually sexual in nature, always. But if I'm watching someone, I like to see someone who doesn't give the zingers, but it takes a second to, oh, the
Yeah.
sarcasm. I love that. I love to watch. That's my favorite comic person or comedic person, is just to see that sarcasm and that, never breaking. She never breaks character. She always just delivers the sarcasm. And then you
Yeah.
figure, that's my favorite. Dale, we've said hi to you. Caleb is here. Oh my God, Caleb, you're having a live tonight. I'm definitely coming over. We are having a video coming up at 5:30 Eastern Standard Time. That is our time. It would be 9:30 in Australia a.m. on a
Yes.
Thursday.
Yes. In Sydney, it will be. See, we've got lots of different time zones, even on the East Coast. So about 35 minutes.
Sin says Tim Tam Slam. Now, Cinderella, she's the one that talked me into trying the caramel, and then you sent me some. So I was like,
Yeah.
yes! God, those are my coffee just. So I'll tell you this. Guys, y'all know I'm not gonna bullshit you. I was slurping up that coffee to the tune of 6. So now we have a cup of coffee in one singular Tim Tam. That's it.
I always
Oh,
felt
even
ripped. I
that.
always felt I always felt really ripped off when I was pregnant because I had gestational diabetes with both my children, like from 7, 8 weeks. So I couldn't eat like there was a lot of things I couldn't eat. And I had friends who would get pregnant and they'd have like a tray of Tim Tams for morning tea with their coffee or their tea. And because when you're pregnant, you should just be able to eat whatever you want. So they sit there with their trays. And I got pregnant. It's like, oh, you got gestational diabetes. You can't eat any of that. I was like, I got ripped off.
Yeah, you and me both. You and me both. First time, well, my first baby, I was so young with him that I didn't, but I packed on 70 pounds and then kept it. So of course, when I got pregnant again, they were like, "No, no, no, you gonna have to change that diet, girl." And then the third one, I nearly died. I'll tell that story one day. But I had it so bad with her, I had to insulin shot after every meal with her.
Yeah.
And yeah, so it was.
Yeah, I was there.
It was a thing. I also had that thing of with that last one. What's it called? That toxemia, or
Oh, yeah.
you know what I'm talking about? Where yeah,
Yeah.
it was a bad thing. But I had a baby at 38. Like I thought, yeah, this is a great idea. A baby at 38. Bill was 43. We thought, hell yes, we'll have little kids. I had a kid going to kindergarten and a kid graduating from high school in the same year.
Yeah. Well, I was what was referred to as a geriatric mother from the start, which is a lovely term when you're pregnant to be referred to as a geriatric mother, because I had mine at 34 and then 36, I think. So, like, I was quite late.
Okay, I feel you. I mean, I
Yeah.
feel your pain. 25, 30, and 38. She was a what? The hell? Actually, you know what? On the third one, I went into my OB and I'd had him for years. He is retired. Now that's the thing about getting old. You lose all your favorite people. You know, they retire and move on to like the Bahamas or whatever. But I went in there and he said, "You're on the pill." I go, "Yeah, I was on the pill with all three of these little a-holes." And he was like, "Well, what do you think happened?" And I said, "You don't put anything in the pill to make me feel good or go to sleep. When you do that, I'll take it every day religiously. Other than that, maybe." I was that person at the end of the week, like, it's Friday and I'm on Monday's pill. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This'll work. And then 3 kids later, on the pill with all of them. Like, sure. It works like a 10 charm. You know what works? Full hysterectomy.
Yes.
Oh God. But yeah, Caleb was agreeing with us. Yeah, YouTube is a job. Swan on, hey, my editor. I've hired an editor. And the reason is because after over 3 years at this, I'm shit at editing. I cannot do it. I'm
I
not good.
like the editing. I like it. I enjoy the editing process.
I didn't not like it. I just am not very good at it. And here's what's crazy. But of course, when I was out, yeah, I'm in my 50s. So when I was in college, that's what I wanted to be a radio personality. That's all I could see. That's what I did and what I wanted to do. So I did radio and TV. It was a package, it came together. So
Yeah.
I did edit and I did learn how to do all that. But back then, it wasn't digital like it is now. So I'm not good at it. Lighting, not good at nothing. I'll talk to you though. I'll talk all day, guys. Meredith, I wonder though. Okay, so let me see if I was wondering if anybody had a good question. Krista says Krista K is also in Australia, and I didn't put it together for a long time, but she's best friends with Tanya. Tanya's way of saying the it nicely, I must admit. Okay. Caleb, hate on luxury YouTube is so common. People just it's and everyone tells you this because the girls that Dawn and Yota and there's 4 or 5 that I really kind of converse with that we're in the same time zone.
Yeah.
Winnie to some extent, Devin. I get all in my feelings about it. I just get very, people talk about my weight and just mean things. And when that happens, I really get bothered by it. I wish I could be Australian about it and not be bothered. But
Send them to me. Send them to me, and I will respond on your behalf because I gear up for stuff like that. Sometimes I'll get a mean comment and I'll come up with a response and I'll send it to Connor and Dale first and go, "Is this too harsh?
yeah,
We're likely to get in trouble for this."
I love that. And Jacob is the same way. He'll get one and he'll be on a live. And if someone says something crazy, he'll say, "What the hell did you mean by that? What are you trying to say? Are you trying?" And I am the one that's like, I'll try to answer it at first. And then I go, okay, I'm just going to delete this whole thing. But then I'll talk about it. I'll say, some a-hole said blah, blah, blah. And then I feel like that'll teach them. I'll tell everybody you're an a-hole. You know what I mean? But it does all in my feelings. Let's see. I can't say hi to everybody, but Wayne says he is excited to watch some new videos of yours, Meredith. Most especially since I'll be traveling to Melbourne soon. We say Melbourne, but it's Melbourne.
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 There it is. I knew I would get it. Cammie says, hi, ladies. Just turned on to say hi. Hi, Dawn. Any questions if anybody has? Rose says, no, the bags are great in all capital letters. So I'm just going back, catching things people said while we were talking. That's hilarious.
I can see Lisa from Luxury and Life in the Middle just said she had her twins at 41. Oh my God, Lisa, 41 what? Twins. Wow.
Holy.
No. The
thought of that, oh my gosh.
I just turned 42. God, no, I'm not going again.
I mean, oh, wow. I mean, kudos to you. Congratulations. And I love that, but oh my God.
Oh.
The work. I've got mine to wear now, I mean, well, now I have grandkids. So that's the cruel joke, isn't it? You get yours raised and then boom, you're hit with these. And I love them. I love them to bits, but I love to FaceTime with them the most. Just saying. Like, no FaceTime all day. I love you. From over here. Look at me on the camera. Or I'll tell my son who does live, he lives a few hours away now. I'll say, put the kids in front of one of my YouTube videos so they won't forget. Dale says, Meredith, tell us about your ultimate Fendi made to order.
Well, I actually just booked my appointment for that.
And you don't want to tell us that then, because it'll.
Yeah, I'm going to do a Fendi first. This is the first time Fendi have done Fendi first in the made to order, so I feel like I should because I own so many. And at this point, I want something in a Barbie pink.
Oh, I'm excited. Yeah, I heard you say that. Yeah, that's going to be exciting. Dale, if I could order a Fendi made to order, if that was something. First of all, I want a sequin, but I want the red one, the mini red. I know you have that one. I want the red one, and I feel like they should make the damn shoes to. I mean, I couldn't wear the shoes. I could not. If they made them in a Birkenstock style, oh yeah, I'm there. But now I can wear the shoes. But they should make them, if they make the bag.
Yes.
It makes no sense that they don't have the shoes. That's the dumbest thing ever. I thought about the purple, but then I thought, I don't know. I had that little tiny one, the little nano one in the purple to honor my mom. And but when they released that red one, it was add to bag for like one day. And then it's never been again. I don't even think they show it on that. So that, if I had any, I wouldn't even do a made to order, Dale. I would just buy a baguette. I don't have any baguettes. I'm getting ready to sell a Fendi, as y'all know, because cruel joke, those damn totes break your friggin' arm off carrying one thing in that. No, I love it though. I love the look of it. It's so gorgeous. But God, but no, I would love to have a baguette or a sequin, or I don't care. Yeah, I love Fendi, but I don't know why I haven't gravitated toward more Fendi. It just like when when I get the money saved back for the Fendi that I want, I'll go on there, I'll look, I'll have the money, it's great. And then somebody will send me a damn email like this one, like that Vachetta one, like the infrarouge, and I'll go, oh, okay, I've been wanting that forever. I better like I'm gonna scoop it up. You know what I mean? Like I'm drawn to getting vintage bags that I wanted first time around and couldn't get. So then the Fendi takes the back seat. But that purple one that you unboxed that day, I could not see Meredith. Oh my God. It's like you put a spell on me through the camera lens. I watched you. I was just like this. Like, oh, oh, oh. And I watched you do, unbox it all. And then I immediately like, and it wasn't there for like a week. And then after a week, it was there, and I went, "Holy shit!" And boom, it was a done deal. Like I don't know what hexed me on that bag. Do you know I have only carried it once, but I love it so much I won't get rid of it. But anyway, let's see. I think somebody did have a question. Rose says I need to keep all filled with $100 bills stat. No, no kidding, right? Says, I love you. Wendy, Meredith, tell us about your ultimate made to order. We did that one. Kaylee loves your emerald green Chanel bag. Oh, that is nice. Oof. Yeah, I'm not ever gonna buy Chanel again. I'm just not. I'm just not. I'm not the one. I love it. I love it, but if I had an extra 10 grand, I'd buy 4 Fendi bags or so, 3 Fendis and I don't know. I just wouldn't do it. I can't. No.
I'm about to film an unboxing, a Chanel unboxing, but it's not a new Chanel. It's a wish list item.
Ooh.
And I'm also going to do a video about how I'm feeling about Chanel these days. But I'm off to London and Paris in September. And Dale's coming to Paris, aren't you, Dale? As I say that, because she's definitely coming to London, but I'm working on getting her to Paris with me. And I think if I go to
Oh,
Paris, I will have to buy something from Chanel.
yeah, she's almost there with you. Are you
I
okay?
know.
Let's say you guys go to Paris. I know you guys aren't. You do have some really nice. I love your little tiny Kelly. What if you guys walk into Hermes and they say, "Oh, hey, come back here. We have a little." Would you? Would you both?
Me? Oh God, yes, I would
Yeah.
be there, but Dale would be like, no,
No,
thanks.
she
And I'll
wouldn't.
be like, I'll have her appointment. I'll take it.
Yeah, exactly. Right. I mean, now I have a bunch of empty credit cards. That might be tempting. No, no, on the prize. No, she can't go there again. Caleb says, I have a question for both of you. What was the hardest bag to get in your collection, be it price, hunting down, or something else?
Hardest bag to get in my collection. This one was pretty hard, I gotta say. Rod had to work particularly hard on that one because I had a budget because these were astronomically expensive. And I was like, here's my ceiling. I am not going over that ceiling. So he worked hard for that one. What else have we worked
Rod
hard
worked
for?
hard. Did you say Rod worked hard? Yeah,
Yeah, Rod worked hard.
those are words to live by on the weekend. Okay, keep going.
Um, I haven't had there's been nothing that I've had to work super hard for lately because I've got a very good friend in Japan now. And she has access to the whole market over there and she can read Japanese and makes my life much easier. So I will literally send her something. There's a bag that Autumn Beckman unboxed not that long ago, and she's like, "You should check this out." And I was like, "Yes, I should. I should check that out." So that's literally on its way to me now. So I found once you have a contact like that, your life becomes so much
Yeah,
easier
that's
because
all.
the market over there is just so vast. They have so much stuff. So they
Yeah,
can literally find anything at all.
yeah.
So
And it comes in, they buy it, wear it for a couple months, boom, they're on to the next. They're very turn it over, turn it over. I love
yeah,
that. Yeah, yeah, I
yeah.
love.
So I honestly think my hardest pieces to get have been the Chanel pieces. But having said that, if you've got a great consigner, they will source them for you, so it's not as
Yeah.
hard. And obviously, working within a budget is always the hardest thing because sometimes the resale market's just ridiculous. At the moment, it's really down. I'm finding it's
Oh,
really down.
it's nice. Yeah, I have to stop my from yeah, I won't go into it totally, but my work, where I actually work, the company I work for, surprisingly, a few people got got a Dear John letter the other day. So we're all kind of like, wait, what? So what now? So we're all kind of like, oh, if that happened to them sitting right there next to us, that could. So I'm kind of like, although you can't tell it, but I'm kind of like at this week, I've mentally just said like brakes, apply them. We've got, and so that's the thing though. Not unboxing, you've run into it too when you don't really have an unboxing. People, what are we gonna, what? Then what? Right? Like, what do people want? They want dish and drama. Uh,
Do you guys have redundancy there? Is that like a thing where if you've worked for the company for a while, they give you a massive payout when you go?
It's not actually. I think it is. Like we call that a severance. It's like
Oh,
a
okay.
pay, yeah. And so some companies do. I'm lucky to be working for a Fortune 500 company that is very nice, but and they have great benefits. That's why I can't lose a job. But I think what they do is they give you weeks of pay for every year, and then you have your
Yeah.
401k and all that. So you do, and then they give you if they're, if they're being nice, and usually they are pretty great to work for. They go ahead and they give you like a couple weeks to stay on the system and look for something in house. So that's nice. That way you can keep your seniority. So
Yeah.
yeah. Banyan, did you just super chat me? Oh my God. I love you. Dan, I watched Magic Mike yesterday and I thought about you the whole damn time. And yes, I meant for that to sound nasty. And yes, you know exactly what I'm trying to say. Husband or no, Dan? I have to say, Caleb, the hardest, and it was I got to be honest, the first 2 years of this, not even 2 years, but for a couple years, I was just Katie, bar the door. Here she goes. I had so many credit cards, and when you don't use them for years and you pay them off, they send you new ones and they up your limit and they give you the $50,000 credit and the that's what I had. So you see me, I was just like, F it, screw it. Yeah, I'm gonna buy everything. So price wasn't very hard for me because I was using other people's money, obviously, and that sucked. Okay, don't do that. But the hardest bag for me was this, uh, and I don't carry it too much, but was this bag because they didn't make terribly too many of these. I love this bag. I say it all the time. I will never get rid of this Speedy. I just have a real thing for it. So, but it was the hardest one to source, to buy. I tried so many different ways. People weren't letting them go. Then it took me about a year after they released it for me to finally find it on a pre-loved. And they weren't asking. I mean, there for a while, that bag was like $3,500 and it retailed for 17.85
Yeah.
in 2019. And I didn't have an essay like I do now. I didn't have the connections. I didn't have this channel. So I was well, I did have this channel, but I was very new when I got that one. But I had strict blinders on with that bag and this Chanel bag. Both were, I'm going to get that whole thing. Thank you, Dan, for the super chat. I do love you. Um, but yeah, Caleb says he loves that Speedy.
It's got an interesting interior, hasn't it? From
Yeah,
memory, I remember seeing it in store when it came out. Is it got a reverse interior in the
yeah, it's
in
a
the?
weird. It's almost like a velvety type of beanie.
Yes, yeah,
Yeah. So, and I love a cool interior, and
yeah.
people think like, why would you love a cool interior? Nobody sees it, but I see it every time I get in the bag.
I've
So,
bought bags just for the interiors. I didn't
yeah,
care about the
I
exterior.
have too because if like I bought a Kate Spade bag one time, just I don't even know what the hell I was thinking. I just said, "Hey, I'm getting this," because the outside was just some regular, but the inside was this beautiful fuchsia color. And I was like, yes, oh my God, a different interior. So yeah, I did that whole. Yeah, I was a big Kate Spade head when my little babies were little. That's what I had to have as diaper bags. Now, what were your favorite diaper bags when yours were little?
So I had a GM Keepall for my son. He was my first. And then you learn that they're going to need a heap more shit than you think they do, that you're going to have to carry a whole heap of crap, that there's bottles. I didn't breastfeed. My children were bottle fed from birth. So I had bottles and formula, and my son had reflux. So we would go through 15 bibs a day and so many like onesies. And like, it wasn't practical. It looked
Yeah,
good. It was not practical. So I just moved to a standard baby bag from like, the baby store
yeah.
that I could whack through the washing machine and I didn't care about. So there's a
Okay.
lesson in that. They can look good, but how practical are they?
Yeah, yeah, that is the same thing. I bought both of they were pregnant together, both my daughter-in-laws, or my daughter and my daughter-in-law, the first babies. They've had second, one's working on the second one, the other one's already had one. But I found that I bought them totally. So I bought one in the Azure and the other one in mono. And they're perfect because they had the little side pockets that you could put bottles in and yada, yada, yada. And then I found out very quickly that they would rather carry them as bags, as purses. And the other one still sit my daughter's, she's just like, "Yeah, mom, keep this for me." I've got all her bags in here. They're sitting all around this room. Like she has nice, nice bags, but she loves the thought. She's like me. I love to buy a nice bag and have a nice bag, but then I think she's currently carrying a Kate Spade bag herself. So
Yeah.
yeah, I thought I got that big idea. I thought, oh yeah, I'll be that bitch. I'll be that mom. I'm sure I was still using credit cards at that time. I'm gonna buy them. I'll buy them special Louis Vuitton diaper bags to show them how much I care. Why did I just hear Bradley outlet? Because that's what they love.
Yeah. Even the new Louis Vuitton baby collections that's just come out, that's got clothes and socks in it. I'm like, who is wearing this? My children lived in onesies, and in
Yeah.
Australia we have a brand called Bonds. It was Bonds onesies because they've got the zip through in both directions. For the
Oh.
first year of their life, I don't remember them wearing a whole heap of like proper clothes during that time
Yeah, I
because of
heard you talking
life.
about that. I heard you talking about like your kids' clothes, and you said Kmart. If I loved, okay, we don't have Kmart here anymore. Oh,
Ripped off.
I know. Walmart has taken over everything in this country. But I was going to ask you Kmart or Walmart. I know it has to be Kmart, obviously.
Well, we don't have Walmart, so
Oh,
there's no such thing as Walmart here. We have Kmart, we have Target, Big
okay.
W, and they're all about the same level, but we don't have Walmart.
Well, there you go. Yeah, I
Yeah.
loved Kmart, especially Kmart for me at Christmas. That's where all my kids' stocking stuffers came from. I just love they would have a late night that they would stay up until midnight, and I would put my kids to bed and be like, "All right, if they wake up, tell them to go back to bed, you little brats. Santa's coming." And I would just run out and buy all the stocking stuffers at Kmart. I loved that. And then probably it's been 6 or 7 years ago, they
Oh,
turned it into a Hobby Lobby and Home Goods. So
oh,
sad. I know. Love Kmart. Love it. But yeah, you're lucky if you still got it. Oh,
yeah, I get all my kids' clothes from there. It's like $8 shirts. I'm like, great, go nuts. I don't care if
yeah.
it gets stained.
Love it. Coach has Rose says Coach has a real cute baby bag. So I need to know, how are you feeling about? Oh well, we'll talk about that later.
You can't say anything yet. The video's not going
Yes,
up.
you know it. Oh, I'm that. I'm always the spoiler. I gotta. Dale says I have a question for from Mr. A. It's loaded. If your husband surprised you with a luxury handbag, would you keep it and love it? keep it and hide it away or sell it. I mean, I I a luxury handbag for my husband, it's happened once. It's sitting right over there. We were in Vegas. He hit a jackpot on a slot machine. He was playing a dollar slots. Bunch of money fell out, and immediately he turned over to me and said, "Let's go to Louis Vuitton and get you that bag you've been wanting." And I've never gotten rid of it. Of course not.
Yes. Well, listen,
What are you?
that's my only one that he's ever bought me, like without direction or help from my sales associates.
Right.
Like that was an independent one, and I love it. I would never buy it. But I believe Mr. Addiction will be referring to Dale's chapeau. What is it? I can never say it.
Oh,
You know,
the
the round
what chapeau. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
one.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
that she has. But I'm sentimental by nature. I can't sell things if they've got emotion attached to them. So I would, whether I loved it or hated it, I'm keeping it for life because it
Yeah.
has that memory attached to it.
Most of the time, if someone gifts me something, I'm not a terrible regifter. I don't
Yeah.
do that. And I don't sell on most things unless like John, my best friend John will give me things. He'll clean out his closet and he and Bill wear the same size shoes. So he gave us tons and tons of shoes the other day and he said just whatever he doesn't like or can't wear, sell on or give away. And that I get. But if
Yeah.
you gifted me something, or we have traded bags or something, that's not something I take lightly, and it's not something that I would then get rid of. Like my mother's bag.
Yeah.
I don't know that I'll ever carry that bag, but I love it with all my heart. I would never get rid of it. The last thing my mom gifted me was a fleece throw blanket, just a
Yeah.
just a but you couldn't give me $1 million damn dollars for that, because I'm sentimental like that too. I'm just not. And some people are like, my sister is very clean things out, very minimal. She doesn't. I'm not. I'm not that. No, I got my mom's gene. I keep and collect and pull in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have all my grandmother's good china, and I have this fight all the time with my husband. Like, are we getting rid of this? No. Can we use it? No. What do we do with it? We just keep it. They're the rules.
Yeah. Yeah, I have my great aunt's china and I wouldn't we've never eaten on it. Not the first time. It's from the year I was born. That's how old it is. I would never
No.
in a million years part with that. Why? It's not hurting anyone. It's down there being displayed and it's beautiful. So
Yes.
I'm on that. Yeah. I'm for sure. Dale says it's making me anxious hearing about all this keeping. Dale
But
to get rid of?
yeah, she's not like us at all. She's like not using it, don't need it, should move it on. So I think she said before she sold the twist that Mr. Addiction bought for her. But yeah, she's not like that in her world. She's like, yeah, move it on if I'm not using it. It doesn't matter where it came from. But that doesn't mean she's not emotional or sentimental. She is most certainly those things. But yeah, she's a little bit different. Like she wouldn't understand why I've got the china. Why are you keeping the china?
Yeah. Oh God, I can't. No. If
Yeah.
Here's the thing, I don't know if your husband's like this, but if Bill, I think the first few years we were married, he would try and go buy me things. Jewelry, nothing really fancy, but jewelry, anything like perfumes. And if I kind of, he could tell when he gifted it to me, oh, so that hurts him. That hurts his feelings
Yeah.
to buy me something that he doesn't see me wear or doesn't see me spraying on or carrying. He doesn't like that. He doesn't like the rejection. So he will give me money. He will always give me the cash and say, I don't care. Buy something for yourself. Or I'll start planting a seed. I want this. I want this. I want this. He'll give me the money, order it, order it. So, no, he does not. I think 3 or 4 years ago, he took my daughter somewhere and bought me some bracelets because, I had a stack.
Yeah.
And I took them. They just weren't me. They just weren't for me. And so we did end up taking him back. And I just plainly said, give him his money back. I didn't want it. I didn't need anything. I have the stack I want. I'm good. If I want something, I'll get it. But yeah, yeah. So he's like that. Yeah.
Yeah, we got to the point where with kids and everything else going on, and I buy a lot for myself. So there's really no point. We're just at the point now where it's like when we give, like we don't do Christmas at all, and when
No,
we do birthdays, it's like he bought me a bucket of Maltesers and some Lego and some pajamas, and
I
that was
saw
it.
that.
But
Yeah.
I don't need anything more than that. Like if I want it, I'll buy it. Like why am I waiting for someone else to buy it for me?
Exactly. Well, it's almost getting time. Renee says, I'm putting this to the test. I'll give you $250,000 for that throw blanket. No, you couldn't give me 1 million. I don't care. You couldn't give me 10 million. I would never. I would give you all my bags to keep my mom's bag and that damn throw throw blanket. But yeah, that's just how I am. I won't ever get rid of the bag. It was a Caba piano. That first one that he bought me, and we went to the. I would never. It'll disintegrate before I toss it out, give it away, do it. No, I'm
Yeah.
just that. T-shirts on that way about too, and then I swear to God, Meredith, I'll put a T-shirt on. I'll be like, "This thing shrunk in the damn wash," and then I'm like, "Oh, wait, no, wait a minute."
I've
April,
toyed with I've
go ahead.
toyed with the idea of creating a bag diary for my children eventually with like a picture of the bag and my story for that bag, because my problem is that I'm so emotionally attached to all my bags and I know every one of their stories. Where did I buy it? How did I acquire it? Like, what's the story behind that bag? And I'm scared one day I'm going to get hit by a bus and my children and my husband are going to walk in here and go, just sell it all. And I'm like, no, there's emotional attachment attached to that. You don't
No,
dare sell that. So
no,
I'm, yeah.
I have told, and you probably told Dale and Connor this. You guys have probably made this sister pact, but me and the gals, the Gaudy gang gals, we have said, if something happens to me, tell me now what bag of mine that you would like, and we've all done that around, like I've told Autumn which one of hers that Yota has this fabulous Fendi with the red on it. I've said, something happens to you, tell Keith I want that one. Dawn's Hermes, her Evelyn. So, it's just like that. It's something,
Yeah.
and I've told my people here too. I said, if something awful happens to me, don't forget my bitches. Fulfill my wishes, or I will come back and haunt you. But anyhow, Meredith, it's been so fun. April, I wanted to read one last thing. Hey, Devin. Devin's here. Hi, honey. April said, I was gifted a set of china from my mother in law that meant something to her. I expressed zero interest in it, but now it's mine. I'd move it on, but my husband would be horrified. Oh, yeah, you should. And you know what? April, one day when your kids get big, or, nieces, nephews, whatever, politely just say, this means a lot to us, and we would love it if you would have it. That's kind of how I got my great aunts. Her daughter was like, we don't want this shit. Do you want? And we were like, of course I do. Don't turn anything away. But train girl Megan, hi. My husband really likes to hear that the bags he bought are my favorite. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, that's yeah. If he
They all
does.
like to hear that.
But I swear to God, I asked him for years for these roses, the kind that last. He went on and bought me a silver dipped. You've seen that, I'm sure, on
Yeah.
Instagram. And it costs a lot. It was over, 100, 200 bucks. It was actually pretty costly. And he was just so proud of himself. But when I opened it, I said, "Oh, I love this." But it says Forever Rose, right?
Yeah.
But he didn't know. He didn't know it was the bouquet. You know what I mean? The bouquet of rose. He thought, okay. So anyway, but anyhow,
Points for trying, Bill. Points for trying.
I mean, yeah, you've got to, and I have it displayed nicely with my china. So Meredith, I thank you so much for coming on with me. I know you have actually got work to do. I've got eating around to do. Guys, please watch our videos. Those are airing in 1 minute. So definitely don't waste any time. Just get over there and watch them.
Thank you, Winnie. I've had the best morning. We can do this whenever you want.
Okay, yes. Okay, so Meredith's coming back on Tuesday morning, some Tuesday morning when she's at work. Meredith will be back and we will dish. We will spill some tea. Safe space. All right. I love you to bits for what you did. I know that you went a little further than I did on this trade, and I appreciate the hell out of it. I am tickled pink. I want you to know that.
I love my bag and I
you.
love the gift you sent me. You have to all watch that video because like Winnie made me tear up. So yes,
I
make sure you go watch our
mine
videos.
too, which is crazy. Oh my God, that is so funny. We're meant to be best friends. It's just the miles and miles apart that
That's
keep
fine.
it. Okay.
We will.
All right,
I will
guys,
come and visit at some point.
yes. Thank you, guys. Love you all. Thanks for coming. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.